it's Sharon from Ponderosa Garden Adventures. I'm out in front of Tuscany today. I'm going to be working in the backyard, and I've got some raspberries that I need to get planted. We just had a heat wave, and it's supposed to be cooler for the weekend, so this is my chance to get some things planted. I had actually gone shopping and bought a bunch of things, and then we had the heat wave and I couldn't plant them, so today is the day. So we're going to get some raspberries planted. We need to do some soil amendment to be able to aerate that soil a little bit better and put some acidifier in there. I've got some geraniums that are just put down in the pots, and I'm going to actually pot them in and get the potting soil in there and some mulch on top, and some other little plants we're going to do in the long planters I have along my walkway here. My granddaughter's visiting this week, so I think she's going to help me with that part of the project. So let's go see how much we can get done. All right, I've got everything I need here today. I've got my shovel, my cart, I've got a container to put the old soil in, I've got some starter fertilizer, some soil acidifier, and then I've got my potting soil down in my cart, which if I move back out of the way, you can see down the way down there. So we're going to go ahead and take a look here. Let me show you what's going on and why we're having a problem. So you can see in here we have a replacement raspberry. We had planted one last year, and as you can see, there is, let me see if I can get you a little closer here. You can see there's standing water in here, and so we need to take this soil out, amend it, get some better drainage, aeration in there. So I'm going to use some coco coir and some fresh potting soil to mix in with what we've got here, and we're going to give this new raspberry, which we have right here, we're going to give this a new start. It looks like it's got a little powdery mildew coming on, but that'll be okay. We're going to go ahead and get this in there. We need to fix this trellis back here a little bit. It's not quite where I want it. Over here next to it, we have another raspberry. You can see it growing up tall, already wanting to stretch out onto the trellis there. So we're going to get that one planted as well. That soil is okay. We're not having a drainage issue there, but I'm still going to put some of the coco coir in there just to aerate it a little bit before we plant that new raspberry. So that's what's ahead of us today. I'm going to go ahead and set the camera up and get started. Roots growing through, which blocked the drainage hole. There's our answer. Roots. Let's see here. You see this here? We've got roots growing out through the drainage holes, which means we also need to put, looks like this didn't get drilled out all the way. That's definitely not enough. Not big enough and not enough holes for planting a blueberry. So we're going to rinse this out. We're going to make the holes a little better. Then we'll come back and finish the rest. All right, we're going to drill some more holes for drainage in here. There we go. That's better. We'll see how the other one is. We'll get ready to do that. So now we can fill this up and get ready to plant the raspberries. All right, so we've got our holes drilled in our pot here, and I want to rehydrate our cocoa core. And so what I have here, I have just a brick block of cocoa core, and I'm going to put it here into the pot. We're not going to use all of this in this one pot, but we need something that's got good drainage. We can test the drainage on the pot, and we're going to go ahead and rehydrate this cocoa core. So I haven't done this before, so we'll do this together. I watched it done, and I read the directions, all of that, so here we go. So I'm going to focus the camera down on the cocoa core here so we can watch this together. You can see that it's a little dark in here. All right, so I have some hot but not scalding water, and we're going to pour that. The warmer the water, the quicker it rehydrates. Pour that over this. Oh, look at that, it is breaking down pretty well. Use this, just kind of break it up here. Breaking up really nicely when I was pouring the water on it. I guess I did not bring enough water, but we will pour this in here. Kind of break it up here. Maybe what I'll do is just get enough that we're going to use in this pot, and then I can rehydrate the rest of this for the other pot. I think that actually might work to our advantage. So what I'll do is, this is about the amount I was going to add to our potting soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this and our potting soil, the soil acidifier, and the starter fertilizer, and I'm going to mix all that up and then get the soil into the pot here so that we can plant our raspberry. But I don't want to do that up here on the table because it's going to be very heavy once it's all filled with the soil. So let me go ahead and get this back in place, and I'll meet you back at the raspberry patch. All right, so we have our pot here. It's got the cocoa core in there. I'm going to put some potting soil in. To add in some soil acidifier, 1 1/4 cups for new plants. So I'm just gonna kind of estimate it. 1, there we go. I'm also using organic, the sun is not my friend right now, organic all-purpose starter all-purpose plant food. Some of that in there too. Let's get this mixed up. Well, oh, it smells terrible. Terrible to me, great for the plant. Alright, let's get it here. And then let's get this plant in here, make our spot for it. All right, let's fill the dirt in around it, and then we'll lift that plant out. June bearing. So we're getting it in just at the right time. Let's hope it's going to make a nice slide out here. There we go. Oh yeah. Good roots. And we want it aiming towards the trellis back here. Break up the top a little bit. We'll put just a little more soil on there. I will come back. Oh, maybe I can get this off here. There we go. I usually just like to take the price off of there. I usually just like to leave my plant tags here in the planter. Move that support tomorrow when we plant the other raspberry. in. There we go, that looks good. All right, let me get a watering can. We'll get this watered in and get some mulch on top. And almost forgot. We're gonna get our water line back in here. I'm just gonna feed it through here right now. I need to get another landscape staple. Water this really well. And then we also can check tomorrow how the drainage is doing. So we're gonna give it a really good drink. Those roots get settled in. All right. Cedar mulch here. All right, there we go. We got that raspberry in. We got the soil amended with acidifier and starter fertilizer and some cocoa coir for helping with water retention. And we drilled some fresh holes in the bottom so that it can drain really well. And we're going to get the water line secured with a landscape staple, and we'll come back and check on this tomorrow, and we're going to be planting the other raspberry tomorrow. So all right, well, there we go. I got the post moved and the trellis closer to the planter. All right, we fixed that. We just need to get a landscape staple to fix the water line. Hear the roots coming. I'm going to have to cut this dripper off. And then, oh, I see, got earthworms in there. That's a good sign. Let me see if I can show you on the soil here. There's an earthworm going in right there. There we go. Look at the size of these roots that were growing through that hole. And if this is the same as the other one, it doesn't have big enough holes in here. So we'll go rinse this, let it dry in the sun. It's time for a break anyway, and then we'll pick it up on the other side. All right, we got the holes cleared and some new holes drilled in there. I'm going to go ahead and get some soil back in here. We're going to add some cocoa coir, and we're going to add some soil acidifier and some starter fertilizer. So let's get that done. Look at that, roots coming out the bottom here. It's ready. Back this out as nicely as we were able to pull it in. So before we put the mulch on, we're going to water it in real well. Get a really good drink. Make sure to take care of any of those air pockets. All right, so we got that second raspberry done. I'll just need to come back later and reattach plug together the dripper for the irrigation and put a landscape staple in there to keep it in place. And then we are done with the raspberries. So we've got our whole row of blueberry and raspberries going strong. All right, well, that was a great day in the garden. We got both of the raspberries, well, 2 days really, because we did one raspberry yesterday. We finished the other one today. We got those all cleaned out. We got some amendments in there with it using some cocoa coir. We got more drills holed so the drainage is better. I hope you'll come back again and join us here. We've got lots of things planned. We normally do videos on Monday and Friday. I look forward to seeing you leave us comments. Let us know, what are you doing to get ready for spring? Are you excited? Are you someplace where the weather is warm and you can plant? Or are you still waiting for your last frost warning to be able to plant outside? I'd really like to know. Let us know where you're gardening. So I thank you for joining me here today at Ponderosa Garden Adventures, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.